Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this one, I want to walk you through my experience getting the Pfizer COVID vaccine. So I received the first shot about a month ago, and then I received the second shot, which was 3 weeks after the first shot. That was about a week ago. And I want to walk you through my experience. And I already updated you after the first one, so this is the update after the second Pfizer shot. So here I am getting my second Pfizer vaccination 3 weeks after my first. First time is just a little bit of soreness in my left arm, and hopefully it's going to be nothing more than the same thing. So here we go.
I'll have you hold up your
Okay.
I don't mind. Okay.
All right.
You're all set.
All good.
There we
Thank
go. So we're here with Dr. Hansen, Tuesday, January 5th. Dr. Hansen just got his second dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. How are you feeling, Dr. Hansen?
Feel great.
Do you anticipate any different reaction to this dose in comparison to the first dose?
I don't anticipate that, and I say that because the first dose went smoothly, but also when you look at the New England Journal of Medicine study, the second dose in the study is only slightly higher chances of having side effects. So because I didn't have it at the first dose, I think my chances of having it at the second dose are still pretty small overall. So I don't anticipate anything bad happening, other than a little bit of a sore arm for about 24 hours, maybe 48.
So recently we've heard about a new, more virulent strain from the UK. Is this vaccine going to protect you against that strain?
Hopefully. I expect it to. The B117 variant is being looked at in the UK in terms of vaccine effectiveness against it, and it's also being looked at in this country right now. And even though mutations occur every 2 weeks or so, it takes a lot to actually change the spike protein in terms of the antibodies that are attacking it from the vaccine. So with this vaccine, there's lots of different triggers for the immune system, and the antibodies that are developing are attacking different antigens on that spike protein. And so the spike protein has to change dramatically for those antibodies not to be effective. So although it's not impossible, I would be surprised that if the vaccine weren't effective, and if it is less effective, I expect it to be minimally less effective, not drastically.
Thank you. We certainly hope for that. So what percentage protection would you have now after your second dose?
I expect my immune system to be fully geared towards attacking this virus in about a week from now.
And how long after this dose would you have that optimal protection?
The studies are showing at least 6 months, probably more than that, maybe a year. But the definitive evidence on how long those protective antibodies last isn't concrete right now, other than what we know is it's at least going to be 6 months.
So how should people act after they get their second shot? Should they still wear a mask? Should they still social distance?
Yeah, so we're all going to have to continue to social distance and mask and wash hands until the pandemic is over, really. And the pandemic is not going to be over until we reach herd immunity, which really is going to mean that about 80% or so of the population is going to have to get the vaccine. So just because someone gets the vaccine, that doesn't mean they can stop wearing a mask and social distancing. It's going to take time for the entire population to get over this pandemic. And once that happens, that's when we can stop distancing and masks. My best guess is the fall, but we don't know.
Thank you, Dr. Hansen, for your service on the front line. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
About a few hours after I got the shot, I did have some soreness in my arm, and it lasted for about 2 days. It did hurt more compared to the first one, perhaps because the needle was in my arm for longer. That's what I observed when I went back and watched both of the videos of me getting my first and second shot. About 40 hours after getting the second shot, I did feel a little feverish, mixed with having some chills and some fatigue. I did check my temperature, and it was 99 degrees Fahrenheit, so not reaching the threshold for fever, which is 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 38 degrees Celsius. So I went to sleep, and the next morning I felt fine, and I've been feeling fine ever since. I even had the energy and some time to rock out on the drums. So it's been 7 days since I've had the second shot, and now my immune system is activated against the virus. And this is what was going on when I was feeling those symptoms of maybe a little feverish and chills and fatigue. My immune system was revving up the antibodies, all the different antibodies that are going to target the spike protein of the coronavirus. Now, because it's been 7 days, there has been some news that's come out since I last recorded that video from me getting that second shot. Scientists have identified an escape mutant that may decrease the efficacy of some of these vaccines. So this variant is called, the mutation has the E484K. So this has been found in the variant of the coronavirus that was first spotted in South Africa 2 months ago, which has since spread to 12 other countries. So far, at least we can tell, the United States is not one of those. This variant is being called an escape mutant because it's been shown that it might be able to escape some of the antibodies produced by the vaccine. So far, scientists say that they highly doubt this E484K vaccine will render the COVID vaccine useless because the variant won't be able to escape all of the antibodies produced by the vaccines, as these vaccines trigger multiple antibodies to be produced that attack different antigens of the spike protein. Now, researchers in Seattle and other places have looked at plasma from patients who've recovered from COVID-19 to see if their antibodies can fight off this E484K variant and other mutations. Now, what they found is that this variant, it challenges the ability of some antibodies to neutralize the virus. Scientists are also looking at other COVID variants. So I think the big takeaway here is that for some of the variants, it will likely result in some vaccines being somewhat less effective, but it's also important to remember that as new variants emerge, so can corresponding vaccines, because it's easy to tweak the genetic code, this RNA, based on the new mutations. So if there's a mutation here, the scientists can go into the lab, they already know that the mRNA sequence, and then they can take the mRNA sequence and insert that specific change into the new vaccine. So it's very easy to modify these vaccines because they're mRNA vaccines. Now, also, Moderna came out today and said that their vaccine causes protective antibodies to last for at least a year. Now, does the Pfizer vaccine mean the same thing? My guess is probably, but we don't know that for sure at this point. So, of course, I'll be continuing to watch this closely, so make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you in the next one.